This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Tuesday, the 8th day of January in the year 2019. Here's what we're tracking tonight. Today's scheduled statutory meeting of the Guyana Elections Commission did not take place, as the chairman of the commission, retired Justice James Patterson, has informed that his medical leave has been extended. For its statutory meeting to take place of the Elections Commission, it would have to be convened by the chairman of the commission. Mr. Patterson was expected to be back at work today, but according to a statement from the Elections Commission, he has stated that following a visit to his doctor on Monday, his medical leave was extended. He said he was advised by his doctor to have some additional rest to ensure that he fully recovers to effectively resume duty. The Commission has not hosted a statutory meeting since November. The meeting, which was scheduled for December, was also cancelled because of the chairman's illness. In a telephone interview with News Source last week, the GCOM chairman said he was ready to return to work and was feeling as if he had been given a new lease on life. He did not disclose the seriousness of his illness, but the 85-year-old retired judge indicated that he was feeling much better. With the recent no-confidence vote in the National Assembly, the Guyana Elections Commission could find itself preparing for national elections sooner than it had envisioned. Under the Constitution, following the passage of a no-confidence motion, elections should be called within 3 months, or at a time agreed to by 2/3 of the National Assembly. President David Granger and Opposition Leader Barra Jagdeo are set to meet on the issue on Wednesday, even as the government has moved to the courts to challenge the validity of the no-confidence vote. More news coming up in a moment.
Ready to ride it, ready to ride it, ride it, ride it, ride it, ride it, ride the wave. Open up the new vibe, drink up the boldness inside. Radical and fresh and wild, catch the wave now. Ride bold, ride fresh, ride strong, come on, ride the wave. Taste the action, satisfaction, perfection. Wave, 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 wave.
Ride the new wave of excitement sweeping Guyana. Wave Pale Ale, a premium, full-bodied, strong and refreshing alcoholic brew, crafted to perfection for a bold, young, radical you. Don't settle for anything less. Catch a Wave Pale Ale and ride it today.
Wave Pale Ale,
crafted to perfection.
Roam like you're home, because prepaid means more with GTT. Travel to any GTT roam zone in the US, Canada, Caribbean, Latin America, or South America, and pay the same great rates to use your data from foreign as you do when you're home. With GTT, prepaid means more, so roam like you're home with GTT, Guyana's preferred roaming network.
Let's tell you now that the Eugene F. Correa Airport at Ogle has halted the issuance of protocol passes, which allows accredited diplomats and others to access the airport's tarmac. The move comes following an order by the Guyana Civil Aviation Authority, in wake of several questions and concerns surrounding the escort of former Member of Parliament Sharon Prasad to a Liat plane by a Canadian High Commission official and the advisor to the opposition People's Progressive Party, Peter Ramsarup. In a statement, the Ogle Airport has indicated that there was no breach in the security protocol, but claims that Mr. Ramsarup claimed that he was with the Canadian High Commission official. That official has since denied that he made any request for one of the passes for Peter Ramsarup. Sharon Prasad was a passenger on a Liat flight which departed the airport at 6:17 a.m. on the 22nd of December. He arrived at the airport in the company of the Canadian official Richard Bellevue, together with Mr. Peter Ramsarup, according to the airport. The airport official said that the duty officer granted a protocol pass to both persons, and the passes were duly returned in exchange for their respective ID documents on their departure from the airport. The airport made it clear that both Mr. Bellevue and Mr. Ramsarup as well as Mr. Charandas Prasad, were subjected to full and complete screening before entering the departure lounge in accordance with the requirements of the Aviation Security Program approved by the Guyana Civil Aviation Authority. The two men were seen accompanying Charandas Prasad to the plane for him to board. He left Guyana the morning after voting with the PPP in a no-confidence motion against the government. The People's National Congress Reform, which makes up the majority in the coalition government, has accused Prasad of being part of a bribery scandal related to his vote. The Guyana Police Force has also confirmed that it is probing allegations surrounding Prasad. News source understands that those allegations are related to reported efforts by the former member of parliament to purchase $1 million worth in gold days before his no-confidence vote. While not addressing the gold purchase, Prasad has said that his vote was not for sale. Well, 2 months after a Fly Jamaica aircraft overshot the runway and crashed after making an emergency landing at the Chedijagan airport, it remains unclear when the airline will restart its full operations. Company officials remain tight-lipped about issues related to the airline, but staff members have been told that more details about the restart of the operations will be provided sooner. When the airline's 757 aircraft crashed, it was the only plane in operation at the time. That accident left the airline being forced to cancel scores of its flights for the busy Christmas holiday season. Its other plane, a larger 767 aircraft, remains out of service for scheduled maintenance. Still, passengers have been rushing to social media and are continuing with their complaints about the airline. Many persons who were booked to travel on the airline have said that they were simply told that their flights were cancelled and have not been provided with other information. Those seeking refunds have been told that those refunds could take weeks to process. Already, the airline is facing 2 class action lawsuits over the accident. A final determination of what triggered that emergency landing and crash has not been made public. Repeated efforts to make contact with senior officials of the airline have been futile. Turning our attention now to the courts, a 49-year-old man who offered not to waste the court's time and enter a guilty plea for the stabbing death of his 24-year-old son was sentenced to 14 years in jail today. The convict Amarnath Chand was originally charged with a capital offense of murder, but in the High Court today he opted to enter a guilty plea to the lesser charge of manslaughter. In open court, he expressed regret and remorse for his actions, telling the court that it still hurts him that he was the one responsible for taking his own son's life. His decision was accepted by Justice Navendra Singh, who immediately sentenced him to 14 years behind bars for his son's 2016 death. It was back in September of 2016 that a man and his son got involved in an argument over $300. In a fit of rage, he armed himself with a cutlass and stabbed his son. He was arrested and charged immediately. He did not have much to say today as he left the courthouse to begin his 14-year jail sentence. He was represented by attorney-at-law Keoma Griffith. The Guyana Police Force has issued wanted bulletins for 2 quarantine men in connection with the Old Year's Night murder of 2 brothers in the same quarantine area. In a statement last evening, the Guyana Police Force announced that it is seeking the whereabouts of 28-year-old Yajendra Jinarine and 32-year-old Kelvin Shivgabin. Jinarine and Shivgabin are the main suspects in the murders of Bushland brothers Hari Charan and Prem Charan Samaru. The 2 brothers with other relatives were at their home on December 31 when they were attacked by 3 armed men who demanded money and valuables. When the family refused, one of the brothers was shot to the face while the other was mercilessly beaten to his head and body. Both were pronounced dead after being rushed to a nearby hospital. Investigators have been looking at several angles during their probe and have launched a massive manhunt for the 2 suspects. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Yajendra Jinarine and Kelvin Shivgabin should contact the nearest police station. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting.